Good evening, everybody! Welcome to the final round of our 1978 DRM series, coming to you from the Nürburgring. Cars have finished their qualifying session. I'm Jason White. I will be your commentator for this race. I do not have a color commentator as of yet, but this is as I said, the final race of this DRM series, one that's been action-packed from start to finish. And we're very happy that you could join us today on YouTube. I did jot down just before qualifying was over who the top five were. Martin Lacina on the pole, John Team in second place, Juha Boss third, Matthew Simigliani fourth, and Ray Rodolph fifth. And this is for the first race this evening, which will be Division 2. As you know, there are two divisions that feed into one main championship spread. That's what makes this series so unique. So why don't we take a look at the point situation as it stands right now, because there's a lot of details that have to be explained in this point situation. So there it is up on the board. So the championship has been decided at this point. It's important to note that Anders is the champion, but the fight for second is still open between John Team, Richard Wilkes, and Cezary Slipinski. Currently second, John Team, you see him there, has 116 points, but the total is 113 in the standings due to dropped scores. He will be vice champion if Richard Wilkes doesn't score 8 points more than him, and Cezary Slipinski doesn't score more than 16 points than him. I love this mathematics, or these mathematics. In any case, note that even a win for Jean wouldn't seal second place for him. His next drop score in the points, if you look at the standings on the website, is 8 points, meaning that he would have to deduct those 8 points from whatever scores he had. Dropped scores make things very, very confusing. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but this is the way it was done historically, I'm sure. A win would give him 125 points. Finally, which, while Wilkes could still score 126 with a win. Currently third in the points, Wilkes has 106 points and 8 results, meaning that he won't get any dropped scores even if he scores tonight. He will be vice champion if he outscores John Team by 8 points, and Cezary Slipinski doesn't outscore him by 7 points. One more, I promise. This is the last one. Fourth place, Cezary Slipinski has 100 points and 7 results, and that means he won't have any drop scores, even if he scores tonight. He will be vice champion if he outscores John Team by 16 points, meaning he has to win. Second only gives you 15 points, and he outscores Richard Wilkes by 7 points. So that's the point situation. Very nutty, but we can be assured by the fact that we're not really talking about the championship here. We're talking about second, third, fourth. Anders Nilsson's the championship winner at this point with the points that he has on the board there. He actually scored 132, but because of dropped scores, he's down to 130. Let's take a look at the track map itself. We are going to be racing today on the Start- und Zielschleife, which is the start-finish straight and the little loop that runs back towards the circuit proper, and then there's a little tiny strip that leads you back in a hairpin onto the front straightaway. So we're basically racing between two hairpins tonight. But I included the entire Nürburgring there for you as a comparison to show you, the actual size of the Nürburgring, and then the small piece that we're going to be racing on this evening. So, pretty humorous actually when you think about it, when you look at that. But that's where we're at in terms of where we're racing tonight. The start and finish loop, by the way, just some background information on it. It was used frequently as a standalone track from 1927 to 1934. And again, from 1970 until 1982. At that point, the track was entirely modernized, and they brought in the new Nürburgring. But in between both eras, it only served as a warm-up lap instead of using the full Nürburgring. You may notice on some videos of old F1 races at the Nürburgring, like say 1973 or so, in order to get the cars onto the grid, they will go around this loop, go back behind, and then come back onto the grid itself instead of going the whole 14 miles around to get to the grid. So it was useful in that respect. It was also useful for the Südschleife, which was the south loop, and it was kind of used to return you back to the start-finish straight and use the south loop to make it viable as a racing surface. So it served a bunch of functions, actually. The ADAC Super Sprint took place each year here from 74 to 82, and that's the race we're doing tonight, and became a DRM round in 1976. Now, before we go to the track, there is one late piece of information that we just received not long before we came to air tonight. It is appropriate that we acknowledge it. We want to acknowledge the passing of Patrick Tambay, who died today after a long battle with Parkinson's disease, I believe. But we just learned about this not long before we went to air, and I just wanted to acknowledge Patrick as a fantastic racer and a great figure in the history of F1 and in other series. And he had 2 wins in Formula 1, 11 podiums, 103 points. But it goes beyond that. He also raced in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the Sports Car Championship, the Dakar Rally, and he also was famous for taking over after Gilles Villeneuve was killed in 1982, which was, I'm sure, a very difficult situation because they were close friends. But in any case, I remember Patrick not from racing, but more from all the footage that was gathered by Alain Boinard for the Lap of the Gods tape series. And it showed him expertly driving Formula One cars around many different tracks. Usually it was him because he was driving an Elf-sponsored car throughout the 80s. And his skills are on display there if you ever come across those videos. There's also one video of him in a McLaren. He was a very, very skilled driver. Passed away today at the age of 73. And Godspeed, Patrick. Thanks for all the great memories. All right. So at this point, the drivers are in their warm-up session. You can hear them in the background here just slightly. So why don't we go out now and have a look at this Start und Ziel Schleife and see what it looks like from the driver's point of view. Okay, here's Juha right here. This is good because he's coming off the last bit here. We're going to have a chance to look at the start and finish area. Here he comes, goes over the line. This is the start and finish area. You can recognize it by the Bosch building on the left. There's the pit exit. And now Juha is going into the first turn here. Sorry. Whoa, 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 stop, stop. Ah. Well, it appears we're going to have somebody else do it for us. Unless he's going to continue the lap. See, well, Juha's going to continue the lap, but I'm going to find somebody else who might be just close to starting the lap. Yeah, here we go. Oh, no, this is a little bit after. There we go. Okay. Here's Anders Nilsson starting the lap. In his Ford that he's driving now. Comes down, here are the markers, so he's going to start to brake. Very sharp left-hand turn here. And then you can see there, you can go to the Südschleife or Nordschleife, and he's choosing to go to the Nordschleife. To the right, this is a semicircular, almost 360-degree bend, and he heads up now back the other way. They used to get signals in the back of the pits and the front of the pits, although from what I've read, the Nürburgring authorities tried to stop them from getting signals by putting up a fence. Anyway, downshifting, turning left here. Now look off to the right. Someone's pieced some stuff there. Heads off to the right onto this ribbon right here. Now you'll note that this ribbon of track is not guarded on the left-hand side. So if you're not careful, you can go over that hump and down into the grass, and it'll take you quite a while to get back on track. Here he goes. Let's go for one more lap since it's such a small lap, such a quick lap. Heading down into the first turn. it's easy to run past that turn and hit the barrier on the right-hand side if you're not careful. And now you have to maintain a good speed through here. It's sometimes very hard to do that. It's like the carousel at Road America in that way. Now heading backwards down the back straight of this particular circuit. You can see the officials and press building there. Now downshifting again to the left. Heading, if you went straight on here, you'd go onto the Nürburgring proper, but he turns to the right, goes onto this banked bit. You can see, again, there's no guardrail on there. Accelerates for the short straight, and now back onto the main straight. Hits the line. Let's go one more time. Why not? Anders heads down the main straight. He's shutting off just after the 100 marker. Goes in here, but see, you can run wide there. No, don't go to the left, go to the right. Yep. Left-hand side there, all the people watching, trying to maintain speed. That little strip of concrete you see there, that is the exit from the Südschleife, where it joins this circuit. So really you have three different configurations here. You have just this bit right here, this bit with the Südschleife, and this bit with the Nordschleife. Downshifting once again, heading to the left. Does not go onto the circuit proper, heads right onto this strip. Don't go over the edge. Accelerates on this short, small bit here, and then back onto the start-finish straight proper. And that is what the start on Zielschleife looks like, or Schleife, I suppose. So everybody's practicing. Yes, good evening to you, Tim. So I think, this is going to be a really exciting evening of racing with two races. As I'm going to go back to the track map one more time because it says how many races. There's two races and they're 44 laps apiece. So it's going to be basically drag racing between two hairpins for 44 laps for Division 2 and then Division 1. So ought to prove for some fun racing to close out the championship, which has been very competitive. Lots of fun to watch, both for Division 2 and Division 1. Lots of blown engines along the way and a lot of tire calamities for people. But all in all, it's been a good series, and I think people enjoyed it a lot. We've been enjoying bringing it to you here on our YouTube channel. And also, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that we have announced our 2023 calendar. It's on our forum. If you go to our YouTube main page and then look to the right, you'll see a little button that says ISO Forum. If you go there, you can learn all about what we're planning to do for 2023. We're doing 1986 Formula One, 1990 World Sports Car Championship, 1980 Pro Cars, which are the BMW M1s, and I'm sure there'll be many other fun surprises, including our annual Indianapolis 500, which is always a great treat because we make such a big deal out of the qualifying, just like they used to back in the day. So if you want to take part next year, it's a fresh championship. It's always great to start a championship from the very beginning. Anything is possible. Come on over and join with us. We actually have a newcomer tonight who's going to be in the Division 1 race, so we'll get to see some new blood even as we're closing out the season. But thanks to everybody, too, who donated to get our server renewed. We really, really appreciate your support. It's not just monetary support that keeps us going. It's also the fact that you're racing here and enthusiastic about what we're doing. So we thank you again very, very much for that. You're the lifeblood that keeps ISO going. So here's Rob DeVries. And of course, as I mentioned, we're going to have the Division 2 race to start out with, and it looks like the clock is at 0, so we should be going to the race session relatively quickly. And by the disappearing car, I believe that means we are. Okay, so there's 45 laps on the board. We're going to actually race 44. So I'm going to go find who I believe is starting on the pole, and that's Martin Lacina. Get a nice shot of him here, so when I go through the grid, you'll be able to see all of the cars. But thank you once again for joining us on YouTube. We're glad that you're here, and we hope that you're holiday season is getting off to a good start. All right. So here we have Martin Lecina in front of us on the pole, obviously, in his Karl-Heinz Becker number 59 BMW. And this is a turbocharged BMW. I'll be making sure during the race that we refer to the cars as turbo or non, because that's going to affect, you know, obviously the matchups going through. But we'll see what else happens here. Other cars joining the grid. As soon as they take off here, I'll run through the grid relatively quickly because it's a short lap. Waiting for the go sign. And there we go. On the pole, Martin Lecina, Karl-Heinz Becker, number 59. Second is John Thiem, BMW Schweiz, number 90. Third, Matt Sibignani, Tambay Zaxby, number 52. Fourth, Ray Riddall, Sachs Sporting, number 55. Fifth, Juha Boss, Wirth, number 50. Sixth, David Saber, Team Heidegger, number 61. Seventh, Anders Nilsson, the champion, Mampuse Zaxby, number 54. Eighth is Jakob Fredriksson, BMW Sweden, number 62. Ninth is Alberto Aquino, Fruit of the Loom, number 56. 10th is Simon Wattman, Ostella, BMW Italia, number 91. 11th, Rob De Vries, we saw earlier, Veuveline Deutschland, number 73. 12th, Johnny Aces, Memphis Team International, number 65. And that is the grid, 12 cars. So there you see them on the back side of the circuit now, getting ready to go into what is going to be the small strip that takes them back onto they'll lead them back onto the front straightaway. This is going to be kind of tricky here because you have to turn very suddenly, but there's a little bit of room there that should allow them to bunch up and get the green light and go from there. Coming now onto the front straight. All right, are they going to get the green flag? Bunched up. And it appears that the race is underway. Yes, it is. And look at this going into the turn. Boss and Sibignani side by side, but it is going to be, it looks like Juha Boss in the lead. Yes. Sibignani second, Team on the outside in third, and then Martin Lecina dropped back to fourth place. So not a good start for Lecina, but look at Boss surging ahead. Sibignani in second. Looks like he's going to try an overtake here at the end of this straight. And he is. He powers his way by. Sibignani now in the lead. Juha Boss is in second place. Team is in third. I'm sorry, Boss is saying, oh my goodness, there's a bit of an accident there. Somebody lost some parts there, but Sibignani is in first, Boss second, Team third. Lecina fourth. Saber fifth, Fredriksson sixth, Ray Riddall seventh, well now sixth. Fredriksson drops back one. Here they come into the turn once again, looking for somebody without a part on their car. Everyone looks clean and true, but in any case, Sibignani asserting himself right away at the start and is pulling away to the tune of 0.6 of a second. Juha Boss is second, Team's in third. Look at this. It appears Ray Riddall is challenging Saber on the inside. He does. Saber running alongside the chain link fence there for a second there, but he seems to gather it up now. Heading back into the secondary loop. It's a very, very sharp turn. They're helped out a lot by the banking there. But now heading onto the front straight once again. You can see that this is a lot more tricky than it would appear from a map. Here's Martin Lecina having a shot now at John Thiem. Comes along the outside and takes the place away. Lecina up to third place. John Thiem now down to fourth. Oh my goodness! Lecina ran onto the grass there. Maybe it looks like Thiem may have a bit of a roll here. Maybe he can take advantage of this. As they're coming now onto the backside. Thiem, though, there he goes. He has a big head of steam. Can he get by John? I'm sorry, this is John Thiem right now. Can he get by Martin Lecina by the time he gets to the end of the straight? No. But you can see there the leader in sights. This is the first four. Now heading onto this strip here that takes them back onto the front straight. They're being very disciplined there, I have to say. It's probably because they've found in practice that if you go onto the grass there, you're in big trouble. As now, John Team pops out behind, and you can see Lucina's turbocharged engine is just pulling away from John Team. Braking now for the first turn. Yeah, John Team does not have a turbocharger, so he doesn't have the luxury of reaching down and turning a knob and bolting away from his opponent. I believe we have part of the answer here. Now, if I'm looking at Lucina's car, it appears he does not have a wing. So, that might be the piece that flew off that we saw earlier. I can't be sure, but in any case, look at how he just pulls ahead here. Trying to challenge Yuha Boss now. He's, oh no, wait, I apologize. He does have a wing and just was really thin, that's all. Getting back onto the straight. Cibignani continues to lead. Boss in second. Lucina third. Here comes Team once again, having another look, but apparently not going to get it done here. You want to be careful how much you use your turbocharger here. You could blow your engine before the race is over. There's Ray Radal, who's in fifth, and calmed down a little bit since it starts. Fredrickson in sixth place. And here's a little bit of a battle going on between Little Al, Al Aquino, and our champion, Anders Nilsson. Al has joined the Fruit of the Loom group. Okay, so one of our eagle eyes on YouTube, Tom Anderson, says that he thinks that Cibignani's missing both rear fenders. I wouldn't doubt it. Let's have a look and see if that's the case. And you saw what happened there. Someone ran wide for a minute. So looking from Yuha's point of view, and you're right. Tom is absolutely right. Both fenders being gone on Matthew Cibignani's car. Well spotted. Thank you for that. Well, in any case, the car doesn't seem to be lagged at all by it. He's just maintaining first place with Yuha in second. I gotta say, for such an incredibly simple track, this is turning out to be a pretty exciting race. Boss is staying with him, though. I mean, there's that accordion effect, obviously, that comes into play when you run into a hairpin situation. Everybody accordions together and then expands apart. But look at this. Martin Lucina having a look at Yuha Boss. Is he going to get him on the first turn here? Ooh, a little bit of paint swap there, but he does get him for the moment. But look at this. Yuha's coming back on the outside. This is great stuff. And John Team wants to get in on the action here. This is great. Cibignani's got his mirrors full of cars there. Now, John Team is having a look at Lucina, but I don't think there's much you can do there. There's a flashing of a light there. Somebody's not happy with something that went down. In any case, Cibignani breaks for the turn. Yuha looks like he's closing, most definitely. So maybe Cibignani's already overheated his tires. Who knows? Only really the person in the car knows the real story. Heading back onto the front straight for another lap. This is now lap 9 we're starting out of 44. Cibignani leads. Lucina having another look, but I don't think he's going to try it here. Boston second, Lucina third, and Team is in fourth. Let's look a little further back in the serial. It's pretty quiet back here, not much going on. Little Al is out of the race, unfortunately. We didn't see why, but I'm thinking it had to do with running off the track there. So we're down to 11 cars now in the race. Cibignani continuing to lead. This is where all the action is up front here. Nobody attempting overtakes right now, but man, these cars are starting to look a bit squirrely under braking. KO suggests weight reduction, just remove another seat. All right, now Yuha looks like he's much closer to Cibignani now. Let's see if he can do anything about it. Matthew taking a defensive posture going into this first turn. Juha sprints down the outside. Is he going to get in ahead of him? Yes, he is. Juha Boss goes into the lead in this first race. But look at Sibignani. He's coming back in the outside in the semicircle. Can't maintain it, though. Boss, now the leader. Is Lacina going to take second away from Sibignani? They're side by side right now. It looks like Lacina's got the advantage. He's also got a bit of a slipstream advantage behind Juha's car, but they're going into a left-hand turn. Oh my goodness, he decides, no, I'm not going to do this. Lacina dives back behind Sibignani, so Matthew's second place secure for now. But look at this, John Team down the inside takes Martin Lacina. John Team up to third place, fantastic. He just dove in there. I want to take a replay of that because that was fantastic. Look at it from John's point of view. He just dives down the... It looks like Lacina just drifted a bit too high in that situation, and that gave him an opening. Okay, now Lacina's back is starting to get a bit squirrely there. John Team looking for a way to get by. And of course, if these guys start doing this, if they start just dicing for the sake of dicing, that's going to play right into the hands of Juha. He'll be able to just streak away while they're dicing. But it looks like Sibignani's free and clear enough that he has an opportunity to, you can see right there, he's not going to give up the lead. He's got an excellent chance here to retake it. All it takes is one bobble, particularly in this section, or maybe down by the other hairpin. We have yellow in this section. Someone's suspension is there. I do not see a car. There is a car, though, that is in the pits that appears to be Jonathan Asserclinth. Apparently he has some kind of difficulty. Sibignani down the inside. But Boss has got the better line going into the 360, but Sibignani takes the lead for the moment. Boss is coming back on the inside. Is he going to take the lead back? For the moment, no. Sibignani has the acceleration, and Boss is going to slip behind him. So we have another leader change now. Sibignani in first place. Boss is in second. Lacina third. John Team in fourth. Fantastic racing front here. Just absolutely fantastic. Sibignani dives into the hairpin, loops around, with his mirrors still filled with Juha. Another yellow flag here. I'm thinking it's just because someone's in the pits. Yes, it's Jonathan Asserclinth who's getting repairs. And now 2 laps adrift of the leaders. Here comes Lacina up the inside, and he takes Juha for second place. Oh my goodness, almost runs into the back of Sibignani, and Boss wanted to try to get advantage of it. You see the accordion effect there. John Team wants to get in on this too. Man, what a race so far. This is exciting. Looks like Lacina is now sizing up the leader, Sibignani. He pulls out, but I don't think he's got a chance here. No, he steps back. Oh no, wait a minute, hang on. He tried to get he saw some daylight on the inside, but it didn't work. But look at how close these cars are. Now Ray Radal's getting in on the action. It's a 5-car freight train as they come around to start lap number 14. This has got to be super tiring after a while here because you have to be exactly right with everything. Now here comes Juha. He's trying to overtake Lacina for second place again. Coming into the turn, and it appears he will. Yes, Juha goes back to second place, but Lacina drops to third. Team is fourth. But Sibignani does not seem to be getting away from this group at all. He's still only just a little under 4/10 in front of Juha Boss. But man, what an exciting race this has been so far. I hope everybody's enjoying it on YouTube. I certainly am. We're closing out 2022 with a bang. Lacina hounded by John Team. This is great stuff. Sibignani first again. Boss in second. Martin Lacina third. Fourth is John Team, and it looks like Radal is starting to struggle to hold on to this group. Into the first turn, status quo. You saw there how Martin Lacina's back end wanted to come around, wanted to overtake the front, but skillfully he avoided it. Lucina is a very, very skilled driver. All these guys, Sibignani, Boss, Lucina, team, you're looking at the cream of the crop here. Some of our very best racers here at ISO, putting on a fantastic show for us on a Sunday. Braking again. Left-hander. Now back onto this ribbon here that leads us to the start-finish. Man, I'm loving every bit of this. Sibignani still leads. Oh no! Martin Lucida has impacted the inside wall. Apparently oversteer as he was coming out of the hairpin there. Now the question is, does he have much damage? He certainly lost time. But we'll have to see if he loses any speed there. But what happened was he came out of the corner, and it appears it was just oversteer on acceleration that led him into, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. He's down to 5th place now. And that promotes Ray Riddall to 4th place. Team is now 3rd. You are 2nd, and Sibignani, minus rear fender panels, is still the leader of this race in his Mapei Zach speed number 52. Here they come. Onto the main straight once again. Oh, looks like we got a pass here that might occur. John Team looking to pass Boss, but I think Boss just reached down and turned the boost knob there and kept that from happening. Heading through the semicircle, heading back. Look at Team. He's challenging Boss for 2nd place. Now, looks like Boss is going to maintain it for this point. Ray Riddall in 4th, kind of out of the picture right now. And Sibignani now is starting to... Oh my goodness, a little bit of a bobble there from Sibignani. He drifted a bit high. I don't know if there's much that Boss can do with that, but Boss is now closed right back up with Sibignani. Out of the final turn. And here comes Team again. Look from inside Team's car. And not going to happen this lap. Yeah, and KO's right. This is going to be nuts for the Division 1 race. If you think this is crazy, wait until we get the Porsches out here with turbos. Boss having a slight look, but he's too far back. Left-hander are now back onto the strip that takes us to the start-finish. Sibignani's having some trouble under braking, I think. And that's what's getting Boss back in contact with him. So this race is by no means done. We're not even to the midway of this race yet. We're almost there. But here comes Team. He's trying to... No, he's not going to be able to do it. He pulls out just to say that he's there. To say, hey, hello, I'm here. Now, this group are coming up on a group of lapped cars. Or not lapped yet, to be lapped. So that will, or could, affect the outcome unwittingly. We've seen that happen before in this series where somebody is in a precarious position being lapped, and there's only so many places you can go. You can't just vaporize. You have to make way for the car, but sometimes it's hard. And on this circuit, it may prove to be a bit of a challenge. We'll see. It all depends on when you arrive at those lapped cars. Is it an opportune moment to overtake them, or is it going to be awkward? We'll find out. Another lap starting now, lap 20. Team staying right there with, he may just be pulling out to cool his car a bit, get more air to the radiators, but in any case, oh, look out! John Team very late in the braking there, and you can see the back end swirling around. But, man, people pointing on the YouTube chat, there's a lot of tire smoke as well, and that's true. Some of these tires are going to start to get really worn down. If you're locking them up under braking, as we see right there, I mean, you can only do that so many times. Yuha looks like he's getting close to Sibignani again. Might have a chance to give him a try somewhere around here. And look at this! Yuha pulling out alongside of Sibignani. Can he get it done? Drag race down the main straight. He has the appropriate placement going into the turn. Is he going to do it? No! Sibignani retains the lead. So I think there it was just a display of horsepower by Sibignani. So riding on board now with Yuha Boss. Yeah, I'll tell you what. This is going to be an insane Division 1 race. Now look at that. You see right there how Yuha drifted to the left, and now he's going slower here, so it won't be as big of a problem. But these tires are starting to show wear. Heading on the main straight now. Sibignani fighting for grip there, and there is a bit of a roll here for Yuha if he can make it stick. Now, everyone's braking. Oh my goodness. Very close quarters here going into the first turn. And you can see there is one car that they have to overtake coming up here. Yuha right with Sibignani glued to his back end. Team in third. Rayrodal fourth. I really hope that we're not going to see a situation where a bunch of cars start blowing engines near the end of the race. That would not be cool. But in any case, okay, Sibignani using his headlamps here, and this is justified. He's using them to make sure that the lapped car knows he's there. A bit unconventional, though. He's just turned on his brights and left them there. Well, no, he's turned them off now, but... Oh, here comes John Team trying to take Yuha Boss. Is it going to work? No. Also, Lacina trying to overtake Ray Radal going into the first turn. Oh, there's contact between the two, and they hit the barrier. Lacina, once again, comes out on the losing end of that. Radal retains the position. The lap car is Simon Watman, and he's getting out of the way of everybody, so it does not appear that this is going to be a problem. But that exchange between Lacina and let's have another look at it in a replay here. That exchange was something else. I think you see what happens here when the tires start to wear. Actually, that's brake bias. I think he plows into the side of Ray Radal, and he rides the arm coat and is able to continue on. But Lacina lost a lot of positions there, including to Anders Nilsson. Back at the front, it's still Sibignani. Yuha second, Team third. Radal's in fourth. Nilsson and Fredrickson have caught up to Ray Radal here, so we'll see if there's any kind of action that occurs here. Look at how close Nilsson is to Fredrickson. It's a battle of the Swedes. Now let's see if he's going to make an attempt here. No, it doesn't appear so. Yeah, but Lacina all the way down to 7th place now after that altercation with Ray Radal. Oh, goodness, look out! Ray Radal loses the back end, loses a position then to 2 positions. He lost 2 positions just because of that incident where the back end wanted to come around. However, he was able to keep it going. He didn't hit anything either. But look at this. Martin Lacina's right back with him again from the previous instance. So is Martin going to try to overtake him here? Certainly looks like he wants to give it a try, but I don't think he has the room. No, he does not. So he's going to jump back inside. And Nilsson continues to hound Fredrickson. Inside his car now. Oh my goodness, look at what's going on up in the front here though. Yuha right with Sibignani. This is great, great stuff. Well there, Yuha had a little bit of a bobble coming out, and teams like, I'm going to take advantage of this, but no, it doesn't quite pan out. So we're on lap 26 now, but look at how these cars are twitching under braking. It's really amazing they're able to control them. Tires are definitely becoming a problem now. It's obvious by the way the cars are handling as they come into the corners. Back straightaway now. Pretty normal entry there into the corner. And everybody right together here, first, second, and third. Looks like they have another car they have to lap up here. Ooh, Juha gets a bit sideways. John Team gives another look to him, but I don't know if this is going to amount to much of anything. Coming down straight, no, Juha's got him covered without much trouble. Yeah, there's a car ahead of this group. It appears to be Jonathan Ascliffe. Yes, it is. Johnny Aces driving one of the Batmobile BMWs. So hopefully they'll catch him at a fortuitous point and it won't be awkward. We'll see. Out onto the main straight once again. Yes, it is Johnny Aces, so I'm sure he'll make room for this group and he doesn't want to get in the way. Okay, Sibignani goes for Osterklint, so does Boss, and so does Team. Well, that was relatively painless. Oh, look at that. Boss goes for the lead. No, Sibignani out of the race. Engine, it appears. I don't believe it. Here's a replay. Listen to this. There it is. Engine dead. Sibignani out of the race. Oh, that's really heartbreaking for him. But not unexpected. We thought that this would happen. So he has gone to the garage. The leader now is Juha Boss once again. With Team now in second place. Fredriksson is actually third now. Nilsson in fourth. Well, that would make sense because Nilsson was behind Fredriksson. My apologies. So we've got a couple of battles going on here now. We got the one for the lead and one for third place going on. Team has shown that he can run up with Juha, but not really overtake him. He's had difficulty overtaking him a bunch of times. So we'll have to see what happens here. Here they come. Team once again having another look. But he's playing more of a psychological game now than anything, I think. Fredriksson in third. Anders Nilsson in fourth. Oh, look at Team, the way he closes up on Boss under braking there for the semicircle bit. Now to the backside. Team looking for any daylight he can. There's a yellow flag here. What's going on? Something happened. Don't see any cars in the pits, so I'm not sure what the yellow flag's for. In any case, Team is still stuck behind Juha. Does not have a clear shot, really. Boss braking here on the inside. He's protecting his inside line. Team comes off the corner with maybe a little less of a roll, actually. So now, actually, you can see Fredrickson and Nilsson start to close on this group, so it could be a 4-car battle. Lucina's not out of this either. Lucina is in 5th after the retirement of Sibignani. Now, quick look here. Oh man, looking right at the inside of Juha Boss, looking for any daylight. Not gonna work. We're right on the nose of John Team's car. It's fantastic, all these cars right together. No one running away with it. Great Division 2 action. All right, coming out of that turn. Who has got the roll? Team staying with Boss, but Boss seems to have the advantage. Same thing with Fredrickson and Nilsson. And Lucina is just holding station there, waiting for something to happen. You got to wonder about how well his car is handling, though. It may not be quite straight. Team runs wide in the semicircle. Has another look at Boss, but really, I don't know. It's hard to tell whether he's. But look at this. Fredrickson gets very close. He might have a try here on John Team as they come to the corner. Is he going to do it? No. He pops back in behind John Team. But everybody's trying out little things here, seeing what they're going to do towards the end of the race here, because I don't think oh, look at this, John Team on the inside. Is he going to take the lead away? Yes, he does. John Team takes the lead. Fredrickson goes ahead. What's going on with Juha? It's a blown engine. No. Oh, my goodness. And you can hear the flicker of the flame. Oh, Team goes into the lead. Fredrickson second. Nilsson is now third. Lucina fourth. Rayredal fifth. Oh, I knew something was wrong. That happened way too fast. That overtake. That is really too bad. John Team out of the race. I'm sorry, not John Team. Juha Boss. John Team is now the new leader of the race. What a disappointing situation. Oh. We figured it might happen, and it has to two people so far. It might have happened to Little Al. No, Little Al's was damage related, I believe. Okay, so John Team in the lead. Here's Anders trying to overtake Fredrickson. He sweeps from one side to the other now to look, but he doesn't have enough room there to do that. He's not close enough. And Lucina finds himself back in. Oh, Lucina runs onto the grass for a bit there. Nothing too crazy. Oh, look at this. Fredrickson runs a bit wide. Nilsson sees the daylight, wants to try to get alongside him, and he can't do it. After all the drama that Lucina has had today, he must feel pretty lucky to still be in the top 5. He's in 4th place right now. But, man, what an exciting first race we've had so far. Look out! Oh, goodness. Lucina almost runs into the left rear of Nilsson there as they head for the second hairpin. Back onto the main straight. And Wattman is the lapped car in front of them there, and he gets out of the way quickly. No problem. It looks like Jonathan's making another trip to the pit lane. Nilsson having a look on the inside of Fredrickson, but he just couldn't quite get a foothold there. Man, This is really exciting. Lucina is now trying to overtake Nilsson, and he gets it done. Lucina goes up into third place and then promptly hits the brakes and scrapes the wall. Nilsson goes back to third. Man, Lucina's car is going to need extensive bodywork after this race. So Nilsson, by the grace of that sheer luck there, is able to maintain third place, but Lucina was by him. He just braked a bit too late for that corner. Fredrickson now eyeing up John Team to see what he can do. Heading down the backside here. Into the left-hander, now back to the right. You can see they've got barrier. Well, I don't know if there's barriers there, but you're not supposed to go into the circuit proper. On the main straight again. 37 laps complete, going into 38. So we're closing in on the final laps here of this Division II race, and what a race it has been. It's been exciting from the very start, and I bet you it's going to give us a really exciting finish here. We'll see. We've lost 2 cars because of engine blow-ups, and one, I believe, from damage, contact damage, but in any case, Nilsson is getting very close to Fredrickson again. The important thing to note here in the top 3 that we're looking at is none of these 3 are turbo cars. John Team and Fredrickson and Anders Nilsson. If I'm correct, yeah, these 3 are not turbo cars. Lucina's, on the other hand, is. So none of these 3 can simply reach down and turn a knob. They're normally aspirated engines, which is important to note. And that's probably why they're all pretty evenly paced at the moment. Lucina, on the other hand, has got an ace in the hole that he might want to play when we get towards the end of the race. Look at this, Fredrickson just under John Team's rear wing. Big, long right-hander here. I think I'm going to watch a classic Nürburgring race tonight, because this really gets me it's gotten me into a green hell sort of mood. Even though we're only seeing a very small part of the full track. Back to the left, now back to the right. And there's Jonathan getting out of the way sportingly. He doesn't want to get in the way of this battle for the lead. Is Jakob going to take a chance here down the outside? I don't know. Ooh, man, very close. He decides not a good idea. But man, what a titanic scrap going on between these great drivers. Being able to hang on to these cars and battle for the position at the same time. Yes, Cesarius Schlapinski watching on the YouTube chat, and he's right. This has been a very exciting Division II race. Really, really good stuff. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no. Fredrickson gets sideways there, and you saw there, Nilsson right away closed up. Oh, no, no, no. Fredrickson runs on. He is in the lead, but he runs alongside the barrier. Lucina jumps in front of him. Lucina is in the lead. Fredrickson second. Nilsson third. Team is pulled into the pits. What is this? Engine failure? Is that what this is? It's hard to tell. Unbelievable. We've seen everything in this race. John Team is coming to a stop here. We'll see what's going to happen here. I mean, did he run out of fuel? I can't imagine that'd be what's going on. But I don't hear any RPMs from the car at all. So I'm guessing he's out of the race. He hasn't jumped out of the car yet, but incredible. But what happened then is Lucina's in the lead, but not for long. What's going on here? Fredrickson and Nilsson doing battle behind him. Nilsson wants to take second place from Fredrickson. Is he going to do it? Side by side. Paint swapping there, but he doesn't get it done. Nilsson going for the lead now. He's going to try it. No, he doesn't have the space for it, but Fredrickson, good grief. Right with them, so it's become a two-car battle with only 2 laps to go. There goes Fredrickson by, and he goes into second place. Look at how Nilsson hangs on to the outside, and he's set up for the next turn. This is great stuff. Nilsson maintains second place going into the penultimate lap now. Lucina in the lead. Nilsson is in second. Fredrickson third. Let's see what happens here. Is another try going to be made, or is he going to hold on until the end? Esserkle just trying to pace the car home at this point. Heading into a spoon-shaped semicircular curve. Oh yes, everyone's talking about a Swedish podium tonight for these three, but Fredrickson pops out from behind, and is he going to take Nilsson? Looks like he might have him this time. Breaks for the corner. Yes, he has gotten by. Fredrickson has gone ahead of Nilsson into second place, and now we will be getting the signal that it's the last lap of the race. Lucina stays in the lead, but there's drama behind him. Lucina's pretty well clear of Fredrickson and Nilsson, so unless something catastrophic were to happen at this point. Nilsson having another look at Fredrickson. There is a lap car ahead of this group, but I doubt they're going to make too much trouble out of this. Yes, team is officially out of the race. Probably an engine failure. Lucina with Rob de Vries there. Will this provide a last-minute chance for Fredrickson? I doubt it, but let's see what happens here. They come out from behind the next turn, and here's the checkered flag coming out. For Martin Lucina. Martin Lucina wins the Division 2 race after just riding the roller coaster to the pit and then back up again. Incredible. I would have written him off earlier in the race based on all that had happened, but a beaten and battered car underneath him. Fredrickson is in second. Third goes to Anders Nilsson. Fourth, Ray Riddall, who's already stopped in the course. Fifth, it appears, will go to David Saber, who got like 0 TV time today. I'm sorry. Comes across the line, takes 5th place. Rob de Vries is going to finish in 6th place. Very good drive from him. And here comes Simon. Well, Simon Watman's already crossed the line, so I believe he's already scored as in 7th place. So good job for him. Out of the race in 8th, John Team. ninth. Andrew is, I believe he was still running, but Jonathan Asicliff ninth. Juha Boss 10th, 11th, Matt Sibiani, and 12th, Little Al. Whew, what a race. Dang, that was something else. Let's see if we got any green rumors here. We don't have any at the moment. So I will take this opportunity to ask the trivia question for you, and then we'll give you the answer before we start the next race. That'll be simple enough. Then we won't miss any action, which I'm sure there's going to be a lot of in Division 1. The trivia question was, the start on Zielschleif, or Schleif, was also called the Bettenschleif. What does the Betten part refer to? A, short, B, loop, or C, concrete? We'll have the answer later in the broadcast. My goodness. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to get myself something to drink because my throat is absolutely parched after that incredible race. Oh, wait, here's Anders. Well, we'll bring him in here real quickly. Anders, so in the end there, I believe you finished in third, correct?
Yes.
That was an incredible race to call. I was, you know how I'm going, oh no, and all this stuff. I was oh noing in overtime. And if this is just the Division 2 race, I can imagine what the Division 1 race is going to bring us. Tell us about the race from your point of view. Was it really as hairy as it looked?
Yeah. It was hard. It was fun. I mean, they were really pulling away in the beginning, and I was thinking, my God. But the race, they had to slow down a little bit in the top, so we caught up with him, me and Fredriksson, and after that, it was just hectic. And I must say, everybody drove really well. I mean, no one. I think we had I tapped Fredriksson a little bit, so he wobbled on to the front straight. But yeah, I waited for him. I think that was the only one. We were close, but it was fair. It was so much fun.
The one major thing that happened on lap 1 was that Matthew Sibignani, I think, had some contact and lost both of his rear quarter panels.
Okay.
But you would never know it by his.
A little bit further ahead.
Yeah, but you would never know it by his pace. He was still very quick, and but it was an exciting race between you and Fredriksson and Lacina. It was amazing. He got sent down to 7th place after a couple of, wall riding situations that really were unfortunate. And I never would have thought he would have gotten up to first place again. But yet there he was.
Yeah,
I think he.
Yeah.
I think
he gambled a little bit at the end with the boost because he was so fast on the straight. So I think he took a gamble there. So it's hard to defend, but it was great fun.
Lacina is saying he's thanking the turbo for the win.
Oh, you have to drive it still.
Yeah, it's true. All right, great. Well, thanks for dropping in. And Juha is here as well. Hey, Juha.
Good evening.
Sorry to see what happened to you towards the end there, but prior to that, you were having a really good dice with Sibignani.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. I just probably turned the boost up too much to stay with him, and turned it down when he blew up. But still, had used too much to remain at the end of the Atmo engine. So I tried, I gambled, I lost. But before that, it was fantastic.
That was I will go
great fights. The best fun I've had all season, really.
No, I would go out on a limb and say that that's probably some of the best racing that ISO has seen this year. So far,
definitely
to date, this is some of the best I've seen. Really amazing, fun to call. I was having a blast calling this one. It was great.
So was I supposed to be sad for retiring, but absolutely not. It's
and you can already hear the Division 1 cars going off in their qualifying run. We're going to take a break, and we will be back with the Division 1 race, which if it was anything like this one, it's going to be fantastic.
Well, they're a bit less nimble, but should still be reasonably close. I'm expecting something good here.
All right, well, in that case, qualifying takes roughly 30 minutes, so we'll be back in about that time. Hope you all enjoyed the Division 2 race, as much as we did, and we'll be back with Division 1 in a little bit. So stay tuned. Division 1 race on the way. All right, we are back on the air, and I am joined, I believe, by Yuha Boss. Yuha, how are you? Or perhaps he has jumped out of the, he is not in the, he is in the booth, but not responding at the moment. So I will wait for him to return. In any case, we saw a fantastic Division 2 race. I hope most of you were here to see it. It was really an amazing sight. Drivers are now in their warm-up session, and they are waiting to get instructions on the race itself from the clerk of the course. But what I saw right before we came on the air again, Grant was in first place in qualifying, followed by Richard Wilkes, Cesare Slipinski, Giovanni Centorami, and then Francisco Amaral. That was what we had, with newcomer Kenny Houghton lining up sixth. This is the one I mentioned earlier, who's going to be a new driver for ISO this evening, making his debut. So we will see how that goes. So just to remind you of what lies ahead, there it is, the itty-bitty little Start und Zielschleife at the Nürburgring. It's only 2.292 kilometers around. We're going for 44 laps, a little over 100 kilometers. And with these big, giant cars, it ought to be really, really exciting. Big and giant in terms of fender flares, big and giant in terms of speed and power, and hauling themselves to a stop for these two hairpins. One of them that's much more broad, like a semicircle, and the other one that's very pinched and sudden, but still banked. Should be exciting to watch, should make for a spectacular show. Drivers are in their warm-up session right now. Well, they're in the briefing session. So we're going to do the answer to the trivia question. The trivia question was, the Start und Zielschleife was also known as the Bettenschleife. What does the Betten part refer to? A, short loop, or I'm sorry, A, short, B, loop, or C, concrete. Now, all the German speaking people know the answer to this question. So anybody who doesn't speak German, it's going to be a challenge. Or at least you'll have to guess at which one it is. No one here in the booth to banter about with this, so I'll just go straight to the answer. The answer is concrete, which describes this portion that you're seeing in the shot right here, where it goes from asphalt to concrete to lead them back onto the main straight. That was done in concrete panels in the 50s, and they were eventually removed. But that's why it's called the Bettenschleife. There you go. Warm-up has a green light on the track, but the drivers are still talking about the race. And parameters for safe driving and what we will tolerate, what we will not. It's an important time in a race because you have to know if there's going to be a pit lane speed limit, other things of that nature. So it's that's why nobody goes on the track. Everybody's essentially sitting there listening to whoever's the admin saying, here's what we expect. And once they're through with that, they'll go out on the course, and we can see some of these Division 1 cars in action on this very, very short Start und Zielschleife or Bettenschleife. One car that, I'm sorry, not a car, a race that we'd like to talk about coming up. We are going to be closing out another series. And this is the IndyCar Series, the 1987 CART PPG IndyCar World Series. We'll have our final round next Sunday, December 11th. It's the Nissan Indy Challenge from Tamiami Park, an interesting circuit. It's completely flat, but it is very wide. It's got a lot of room. It's a very short lap. It's about a minute around. And this is going to be the final race for the season. And the championship's still up for grabs there. So it's going to be an exciting broadcast. Green flag, 2000 CET for that one. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't think we're quite done with our racing yet. after that date, but we'll see what happens. Okay, now cars are coming out on the track, so the warm-up is, or the briefing is over with. So now we'll have a chance to see some of these cars in action. There's Slipinski heading out onto the track. We'll watch one lap here of them going around, just getting their bearings. Slipinski driving his number 31 U.S. Cars entry, Scorpio Racing. Heading onto the back side of the circuit now. God, look at all the rubber laid down there. People braking for the corners. All right, now we're going for a lap here with Cezary Slipinski. There's the start-finish line, heading down the main straightaway. Let's see where he brakes at here. He's braking way earlier than the 100 marker. The Division 2 cars were braking after that, but there he goes. He slithers the car into the right-hand, long right-hand corner. It seems to take forever. Now accelerating out of it. Slightly uphill. Downshifting now for the left-hander. Now onto the concrete portion, heading to the right. Being careful not to slip over it. Trees on the left, look out. And that is one lap. And he's going much slower. Now he's kicking it up a bit. He's going to go a bit faster now. Let's try Yuha again. Yuha, are you there? No, not yet. Oh my goodness! You can see how easily the cars can get out of shape here. We'll probably be seeing a lot of that in the race, but Cezarius keeps it on the island, just barely. Grant Riddall. And there's the newcomer here, Kenny Houghton, driving the Toyota for this race. And he's been very quick in practice. He's definitely not a noob when it comes to sim racing. He's a hot shoe, that's for sure. He's been able to produce some very quick laps with this car. We'll see how he does in the race proper. Looking from the inside now of Kenny's car. Oh, that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to miss a shift in this race. There's one reason a car will overtake you, and the other is you'll damage the engine. You don't want to do that. Yuha, is that you? That Toyota packs a mean punch, but you have to use it judiciously. Heading down into the first turn once again. Drexler just in front of him. Seems to be having a pretty good time bringing the car to a stop. Lots of smoke, lots of rubber being laid down here. Interesting to see how round the tires are at the end of this race. See who else we can get a beat on here. Here's Francisco Amaral getting set for the race. He's starting, according to my intel, in 5th place. So he's has a chance to do really well here. Oh goodness, almost runs out of tarmac there, but he just gets it under control. It's really a matter of precision here, getting the car hauled to a stop at just the right point. Oh, yellow flag in this section of the track, not sure why. But, Cesarius using every inch of track and more. There's Peter Hlavich. Getting the power down in his car, Conrad Racing, number 16. Heading into the left-hand turn here, and then back to the right. There's Gabriel Sturr in the BMW. I believe the other BMW is piloted by Dave Miller. And that one's a Ronnie Peterson car, if you look closely. He's got the Ronnie Peterson helmet in there. That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to hit the barrier there. You can avoid it. Some Marazzi in his Vickers Porsche. Luciano Rocha, who's piloting his... Oh, look at that. There's lots of yellow flag in this area. Not sure what that's about. Somebody must be stuck behind the grass berm there. Drexler. Oh, goodness. A little bit of John Deere action going on here. But he gets it back on the track. I guess that's the one saving grace of that section, is that there's no barrier to damage the car, but you still lose a lot of time. I like what we're suggesting in the like what there's a suggestion of in the chat. They're going 24 hours of Bettenschleife. Yeah, what's the worst that could happen there? What could go wrong? That's funny. All right, so 24 seconds down here, almost 20 now. So we're going to the racing session in a moment, and I gather this is going to be a nutty race. Looks like 14 cars ready to answer the call, maybe more. We'll find out once the grid is formed up. Okay, so let's see.
Probably better start because warm-up finished.
Yep. All right, everybody getting in their last laps here. Making sure that they're acclimatized to the fuel weight with the car and stopping it and everything, and then under acceleration. What is your pick for this race, Juha?
Oh, well, our Grant took pole by half a second, so he looks obviously the clear favourite. Also because this is very much a Porsche Cup, and I mean, it's like the Division 2, where there were similar, different car qualities, let's say. Mm-hmm. This is all basically the same. It stands a slightly bigger chance of holding his lead. But Wilkes is second, so
you'll have to explain the Porsche Cup to our viewers at some point once we get to a lull. But I think we're going to see some pretty nutty stuff for the first few laps. Yeah, Grant is on the pole for this race, and we'll go through the grid quickly here. It looks like yeah, we got 14 cars total in this race for Division 1, our second race of the evening. Grant's pretty anxious here. He wants to get going. All right, here we go. On the pole, Grant Riddall, Weisenberg Jello team. That's interesting. Now, yeah, here we go. Weisenberg Jello team number 6. Second, Richard Wilkes, Minolta Kramer team number 4. Third, Cesare Slipinski, Scorpio Racing number 31. Fourth, Giovanni Centorami, Klaus Dries number 18. Fifth, Francisco Amaral, Max Moritz Jägermeister number 5. Sixth, Peter Hlavich.
Hlavich is 7th, not 6th.
Oh, he's 7th actually?
Yeah.
Well, he's 6th at the moment in the... and then Kenny Houghton, who's supposed to be 6th in the Rodenstock Toyota Deutschland car. Dave Miller is 8th in McLaren North America number 35. 9th is Filippo Marazzi. Claude something or other number 33. 10th is Mikael Drexler, Porsche Kramer Racing. 11th, K.O. McKeel's Valiant Kramer team number 2. 12th is Luciano Rocha, Conrad Racing. 13th is Bruno Chacon in number 11. And number 14 on the grid we have Gabriel Sturr, BMW Motorsport GmbH number 17. And we are getting ready for the start now. Cars are heading onto the strip that leads them onto the main straight. So everybody keep your eyes on the cars. Let's see if they accelerate. Here they come off of the turn. Will the race start?
It does.
And the race is underway. And the cars go sprinting towards the first turn. Look at this. Here comes Wilkes up the inside of Grant Riddall. He's taken the lead most assuredly.
Oh, look at Centorami.
Oh, no. Centorami impacted with Slipinski. My goodness. Oh no, that is not the way you want to start this race.
No, and that removes all chance of Slopinski taking second in the championship.
My goodness, that already has championship implications.
Yes,
Let's look at.
he still had a chance on taking second place.
Let's take a look at a
He,
replay of this.
He scored at least second place, but well, that's obviously gone now.
We're taking a look at this in replay one more time. Here's a close-up. What happened? And an impact between Centorami and Slopinski. That is really unfortunate. But back to the start-finish line they come to complete lap 1. Wilkes is in the lead, but not for long. Maybe here comes Grant Riddall looking at him to possibly overtake, but no. Hlavic is in third, Amaral fourth, Miller fifth, Drexler in sixth, McKeel seventh, Marazzi 8th, Rocha 9th, Kenny Houghton down to 10th, and that's the top 10 standing right now. Riddall sizing up the leader, Richard Wilkes. Is he going to try to make a pass here, heading to the left-hander? No, I don't believe so. He's definitely got a head of steam there, but not going to take advantage of it right now.
Just to give an idea about the championship implications, if Wilkes finishes 4th or higher, he will take second in the championship off John Tim.
If he finishes 4th or higher.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to have to keep an eye on that as we go. Here comes Riddall looking again at Wilkes, but Wilkes has got him covered coming into that corner. Hlavic, a major benefactor of that collision at the start, is in second now. I'm sorry, third. He jumped up 2 places, I think, or 3. And Francisco Amaral in 4th also benefited. Miller in 5th. Here's the look from Grant's car, looking forward at Richard Wilkes. Hauling these cars to a stop must be really hard. Grant staying right with him as they come into the main straightaway once again. You can see how they're just twitching under acceleration. Wilkes is, I believe, turning up the boost slightly there to defend his position, but only just. So Slopinski is out of the race, but Centorami has continued, but he is third. Oh goodness! Grant had a huge problem right there with missing shifts, and I think it might cost him a position. Yes, here comes Hlavic, sprinting by on the outside. He has second place technically right now. Let's see if he can maintain it. Yes, he can. Hlavic goes up into second place ahead of Grant Riddall.
And right behind them, Dave Miller is sizing up Amaral.
Yeah, it's true. In one of only 2 BMWs in the race, Miller is right there sizing up Francisco Amaral.
And it looks like they're quite evenly matched down the straight. I don't know if the BMW can do something on the braking.
Not in this case, no. Although Amaral runs wide.
There we are.
Wall riding for, or arm coat riding for Amaral. If he does much more of that, then Miller will probably find his way by. Meanwhile, Wilkes is streaking away here. Grant Riddall is going to try, I believe, to overtake Hlavic at the end of the straight here. Is he going to get it done? He's really lighting up tires, but he gets it done now. Hlavic tried to counterattack on the outside, can't do it. So these drivers are being very disciplined so far, except for what we saw at the start.
Grant's on the fastest lap, and closing really in on Wilkes.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Here comes Grant. Nope, not going to happen this time. Yeah, lots of chess playing going on here between cars.
Miller keeps threatening Amaral, looks on the inside.
Yeah, he's trying to...
No, he doesn't. There he goes, inside for Miller, and he takes Amaral.
There he goes.
We can now engage in a drag race.
Looks like Amaral might lose another spot to Drexler here.
Yeah, the bad exit. So if Drexler can build up more speed, although the straight's probably going to be too short for him.
Oof. Back onto the straight again. Really hard to control the oversteer on that exit, the power oversteer. Here comes Drexler. He might have a shot here. He's thinking about it, but decides not to do anything. Although he gave a little love tap there to Francisco. Hey, hello. Here I am. Well, now, look at this. He's got him on the inside, right alongside Amaral. He might be able to shoulder his way past onto the straight. And Amaral goes for a ride on the Armco once again, but stays in front. What happened to Drexler? He
One would
slowed.
suppose a misshift?
It must have been a misshift because he slowed really suddenly. I almost thought that was an engine failure, but it's way too early for that.
Actually, a tank slapper. Quite a big one.
Oh, man. Well, in any case, it appears that he's okay. Oh, look at Amaral run off. Oh, almost off the road. These guys are actually. Oh, no.
Gone off road.
Yep. Replay. K.O. McKeel's out of the race. Let's see what happened here. This is from his viewpoint. He ran too wide and clipped the fence. Or actually, the Armco. And that was it. He's out of the race. Too bad. It's very easy to do that once the tires get hot.
Oh, yes. I mean, it was quite a group battling for 8th place. Now there's a bit of a gap between Lieutenant Roger and Gabriel Stur. But 10th place is still disputed by Centurami, who's working his way back for the field. And Drexler keeps on hanging, but Amaral runs wide again, and there goes Drexler.
Yeah.
Well, Amaral, no, that's not very nice. Bit of a punt there.
Well,
And a misshift.
well, Drexler now in the 5th place. Amaral 6th. 7th is Filippo Marazzi. 8th, Rocha. 9th, Stur. 10th is... Oh, wait. 9th, Stur. 10th, Cinturami. 11th is Kenny Houghton.
12th, Bruno Chacon. And
Yep.
the lead, well, Vidal is, well, I wouldn't say slipstreaming. He's trying to
He's
pull
trying.
alongside Wilkes.
He's trying, but he's not really getting there.
Putting in an effort.
Yep.
Oh. Actually, Hlavas is closer to Vidal than Vidal is himself to Wilkes.
Well, let's see what happens here. Plavich pulling out to get a bit of clean air there, but coming down into the first turn here doesn't look like anything's going to happen right now. Miller
on the limit.
Miller all by himself, Drexler all by himself, Marazzi, and then you got this really raging battle going on here between Centurami, Stur, and Hope. Look at this,
Oh, they
Amaral.
touch.
Yeah, they touched just for a bit.
Centurami gets by Amaral, Horton gets by Amaral. I suppose that was a misshift.
Yeah, it likely was.
Amaral goes wall hugging. Maybe had a bit too much of a sponsor's product, who knows?
Yeah,
Ooh,
maybe.
Stur looking at the outside of Rocha.
Oh,
Nope, that's not working.
Nope.
And they've got Marazzi to lap. Oh no, not to lap, sorry. Apologies, they're getting closer to Marazzi.
Yeah, we have to watch closely here because the slightest misshift, the slightest bobble is all it takes.
Yeah.
Oh my!
You go on.
Oh, Marazzi just lit up the tires like crazy. If he does much more of that, he's going to have tires that are only tires in the academic sense in the end.
Top 3 trains still closely together.
Yeah, they're still running right together, but nothing happening yet.
Grant seems to have a very good exit from that turn. And can he make an impression on Wilkes now down the straight?
No, not in this instance. We're only 13 laps in. These guys have got to realize that we got a lot of racing left to go. Miller all by himself, Drexler all by himself, Marazzi sort of by himself, and then you got this group of 3 cars here battling away.
Yes, and Amaral's retired.
Well, he probably incurred too much damage after a while running here. He spent a lot of time against the Armco first few laps.
Well, actually, he went off in the final turn. He did the same thing as KO, except he clouted the,
really?
the outside fencing.
Okay, now look at this. Rocha goes into the barrier and loses speed. He's flashing his lights. He's apparently not very happy at Gabriel Sturr. Centorami takes advantage of the situation and goes ahead of Rocha. Let's have a look at that in replay. What actually happened there?
Oh,
So,
yeah, they collided
Gabriel-
actually.
Yeah, Gabriel, okay, yeah, he collided with him as they're going for the... Yeah, and he flashes his lights as to say, hey, I don't like that. And then Centorami benefits from this and goes up a position.
And this allows Sturr to get even closer to Marazzi. And Rocha looks on the inside of Centorami, hits him,
Yep.
but doesn't get by.
No.
There's not a lot of room around this track.
Yeah, it is deceptively narrow. There are portions of it that look pretty wide and look like you have some room to maneuver, like on the front straight, but it funnels down quick.
Nothing changes at the front. Wilkes still leads, Vidal shadowing.
Yep. Oh, Marazzi once again lights up the tires. He's going to have a hard time defending that position if he keeps using his tires up like that. To keep...
Well, maybe he's looking too much in his mirrors, because they're quite occupied.
Yeah, he's looking more behind him than in front of him. Definitely, in the situation he's in right now. All right, everybody avoids the barrier as they exit the final turn.
Yep.
We didn't see any of that, really, in race number 1. If anybody was clouding the barrier, it was down here.
Well, Division 2 car is a bit lighter, that might have helped.
Yeah. So Centorami doesn't seem to have any kind of ill effects in his car after that collision with Schlapinski.
The leaders are finally coming up to Lapacar.
Okay.
First victim is going to be Kenny Houghton in the Celica.
So Kenny's, I want to reiterate that Kenny was very quick in practice in this car, but as we all know, running by yourself is one thing. Running with other people is a completely different thing, and he's probably just getting used to the race culture that we have here at ISO. So but he's definitely one I would keep my eye on going forward. And here he is doing the right thing, getting out of the way, being a gentleman. But he's impressed with his speed so far.
And it's a unique car, so it's difficult to have a comparison point, especially around this track.
True. Yeah, it's very true.
A bit of a gap to Lavac, meanwhile.
All right, Radal is... It's funny, Radal is just shadowing Wilkes the whole way around.
Yeah, and he said that Sturr has actually taken Marazzi.
Whoa! There goes a piece of someone's car. I believe that was Centorami's car. His front clip getting beaten off the track by...
Yeah, he tried to outbrake himself and Marazzi the previous lap. And nearly shoved out Sturr in the same
All right,
move.
so the question is now, does he want to do something about that, or does he want to continue on? What do you think?
I wouldn't do something about it on this track. It's not like you need downforce here. Well, it depends if there's more damage to it, but considering how he's still running...
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on him, see if he needs that piece or any... We've seen what can happen when you have understeer on the last corner of this track. Okay, so Hlavich has lost a lot of ground right now to the front
Yes.
two. It's mainly a battle between Wilkes and Grant.
It's getting really close again now.
Yeah, again.
Oh, not even halfway.
No, we're not. We got plenty of action to go here.
Yeah,
Blomwick's still looking really good. Miller is a sleeper in a lot of races. There are situations where he stays back, and the next thing you know, he's a part of the finish in some spectacular way. So, be good to keep an eye on him. Drexler, I want to give a shout out to, up in 5th place. He's not usually in the top 5 in these races, so good.
No, he isn't. He usually has trouble with
Yeah.
his car's handling, but he seems to have it sorted this time.
Yeah, so good for him. And then Stur in the other BMW is 6th. And
Back slapper
Marazzi's
for Rocha 9th, losing even more time to Mahatsi.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, to Setsurami.
And we got Shotgun cruising through the semicircular curve here in 10th place. Oh, Zolodrin on in 11th. A little bit of room now between Grant and Wilkes, but not much.
Well, all it takes is one miss shift.
Yeah, it's true.
Not
and
that
we've seen-
really, because if in the slow bits, Ridal is just poking Wilkes' rear end.
Yep. Notice how they get right by the grass on that concrete strip, and then they have to.
Oh, yeah, Wilkes
Yeah.
going to need to exit there.
Yeah, you can see.
But it doesn't seem to cost Ridal much, because he's still there.
True.
Oh, they
Oh, look
about to
out.
say that Wilkes runs wide, they both run wide.
Yeah, that's something that you want to try to avoid.
I think they're trying to find the limit of where the 935 will stop in time for turn 1.
Well, that is what it's all about, isn't it? We're just drag racing between 2 hairpins, and it's a game of chicken. Where are you? How far are you willing to go before you throw the anchor out the window?
I was about to say there's a change. Drexler has dropped to 9th. I'll try to find out what happened there. I suppose it is a spin of some kind.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, he's really slow along the front straight. Something happened. I've got it on replay here. I'm rewinding. Yeah, he had a power oversteer incident coming out of the last turn, and that put him into the wall on the right-hand side. We saw a similar accident with Martin Lucena, the eventual winner of Division 2 tonight, but Drexler had trouble getting the car off and running again, and he lost a lot of places as a result.
Yeah, these cars have a huge amount of lag.
Well, there was a display of it for sure with Drexler's car. That's too bad because he was doing really good. Oh, look at this. Ridal looks up the inside of Wilkes but can't get it done. So he's starting to get a bit antsy here. He wants to get around him. As they come back onto the front straight, there's a car that they have to lap, but I'm sure it won't be a problem. But Grant is starting to get a bit impatient here. He wants to get by Wilkes at some point. Actually, there are a lot of cars that they're going to have to lap in a second here. Coming off of the semicircular curve. Ridal looks like he's got a bit of a roll. He pulls now. I think now he's just showing his hand. He's just
Yeah, there's not much you can do in this turn.
no. Although he goes to the outside here, that's really that's an interesting line.
Not sure it was voluntarily.
The logic
Going up
to
to
that,
that brute chicane.
I guess, the logic to that line is that you would go up the banking a bit and then accelerate down it. And the theory is you accelerate faster because you're going downhill.
Yeah, oh, Bruno's becoming a factor now.
Yeah.
No, he
well,
isn't.
not really.
Nicely.
Yeah, good job, Bruno. I've tried that before myself at a karting track in Japan. There was a hairpin that was at the top of a hill, and I squared off the entrance into it and basically, made a wide entry and then went downhill out of it, and it was gaining me speed because I was just squaring it off. But I know you're right. He was doing that by accident, but going up on that edge like that It almost looks like that kind of a strategic thing where you're like going downhill off of the banking and picking up speed. That was the trick that they always pulled at MIS too with Indy cars. They would, on the last lap of their qualifying run of 2 laps, they would come off of the 4th turn and then all the way down to the bottom of the track, right where the line was. In theory, you're coming off the banking, so you increase speed. I mean, I'm sure it amounted to like 1/100th of a second or something, but still.
Your count. Bit more distance between Wilkes and Grudal, I have the impression.
Yeah.
As Larvard comes up to lap Bruno Chacon.
Who gives him room on the outside there, rather the inside of the next corner.
Well, nearly.
Nearly. Be
Yeah,
careful.
well, that's
Well, Bruno has a wall riding incident there, but at least it didn't cause Hlavic any problem.
Meanwhile, Marazzi's, I'd say, getting close to Sturm again. Well, Sturm's not distancing himself from Marazzi. It could be the same thing.
Yeah, it seems like there could be something forming there, but Rocha 7th, Drexler 8th.
Centurami has definitely retired
he
after
is now.
clouting the wall in turn 1 again.
Oh, that's too bad.
And being hit up the back by Rocha, who couldn't avoid him.
Well, I hope Rocha's going to be okay.
That's a quite eventful race for Giovanni.
Yeah, Rocha doesn't seem to be missing any parts, so the question will be, is his car straight?
Well, I can see from here it isn't, because it's got got a nasty dent in the front splitter.
Oh, okay.
Seems to be handling okay-ish.
Yeah. I don't see any huge problem.
That means that Kenny Horton will get a point for his first race.
Oh, that's
regardless
right.
if he actually finishes it or not.
Well, that's nice. That's a nice inducement to keep trying. And I was telling our viewers about the great 2023 program we have lined up, and if Kenny has fun this evening, maybe he'll be back for more next year.
We have 20 laps left.
All right. So
Halfway there.
yeah, we're halfway there. So I'm sure that Grant is at a point now where he's like, okay, I want to. Do you think he's at a point right now where he says, okay, I'm going to conserve myself for now and then go for it the last few laps, or is he just going to try to get by any way he can, any time he can?
Well, I'll just sit there and wait for the final few laps. I mean, if you know where you can get him, then it's. You just sit there and wait for the accident to happen.
No. Grant, that's the wrong
that
way.
looks like an engine.
That's the wrong way, Grant. Oh. Grant has stopped on the entrance to the Südschleife. Oh.
Yeah, 0 RPM.
Oh, man. That's too bad. Well, there goes that. Wilkes is most definitely in the lead now without any kind of challenge. And Hlavic is 8 seconds back. Miller 11 seconds further back. So it's, well, that takes care of the lead situation. That's too bad. I would have liked to have seen those two battle it out.
So did I.
Yeah.
Because now we've got, well, a bit more space between everybody.
Yeah. Miller's
Trying to
now...
find an interesting battle. Oh, there is a battle for 6th. Drexler and Rocha.
Yeah, Drexler and Rocha is a good contest here, especially when you consider that one of them is at least fighting some damage or might have a little bit of a aerodynamic disadvantage. Yeah, Drexler's 7th now, so not the 5th place that he had before, but I'm sure he'd like to get back another spot here.
Yeah, that was 5th when there were a few people more in the running, so.
Yeah.
I think he was sitting right behind Miller, so he would have been 4th by now had he still been there.
Russia takes a little bit of a wide line here.
Wilkes now has 6-second lead over Marvach.
Yep.
Miller 11 behind. Then we got quite big gaps actually. It's bigger than Division 2 race.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not quite as wild and woolly as the Division 2 race. Division 2 race was nutty as all hell.
Yep. Well, also we'll have to focus on the battle for 6 because that seems to be the only big piece of excitement currently.
Right now, yeah, that's the best battle on the circuit for sure. That is, I believe, just ahead of Marazzi. Yes.
I'll check. Yeah, that is Marazzi. So
yeah. Oh, look at
this
this.
could become a freeway battle. Drexler looks on the inside.
Well, each lap, Rocha is coming through here a bit wide, so I'm not sure if that's just the handling of the car or it's a bit on the loose side or what he's doing. But he did seem to get quite a acceleration off that corner. So Drexler is looking for just the right spot. Both of these cars do have damage. We know that. Drexler with his power oversteer and wall riding incident, and then he had Rocha with Centorami. So, but they look pretty evenly matched right now. Oh yeah, see, Rocha runs out wide there and loses a lot of speed in the process. So something's not right there. He's not happy in that corner. If Drexler
maybe Drexler's got more downforce.
Well, if Drexler
look how Rocha pulls away. I'd suggest he's running a lower rear wing setting than next lap.
That's got to be it. Well, if Drexler can use that to his advantage, but then of course, in theory, Rocha would just out drag him on the straight. Oh, he might have. No, he had a slight look at the inside there, but nothing.
He could always try to slipstream him.
Yeah, but he.
Oh,
nothing came of it really.
That's not the gear you're looking for, Michael.
No. Don't want to. Because that's just you're just taking away from life there when that happens. Engine life out the window.
Oh, that's cost him dearly.
No, it doesn't take a lot.
Wilkes still cruising at the front of the field. Larvach now 6 seconds behind. Miller another 11 behind, I think.
Well, that's a 2-second drop though, so that's worth paying attention to. Because earlier it was 8 seconds. Ooh, Drexler has a bit of a bobble on his way in to the concrete loop. Exiting.
We could still have a race coming on soon if Rocha gets close to another lockup from Marazzi. Oh, we lost up set.
Well, Drexler has lost a good deal of ground here to
yeah, well, look how he's coming back for this corner.
Yeah, through here he comes back.
He had a big misshift lap before, lap or two ago.
Right.
I'd say Larvach is actually closing gap to Wilkes because it's now down to 5.2.
No, he is. He absolutely is. This is it was 8 seconds, then it was 6, now it's 5. It's 4.3 seconds. It's 4.5 seconds now. So he's definitely
maybe he's thinking, I've got nothing to lose in this championship. Turn out the boosts, and off it goes.
Yeah, but if he wants to finish, he's got to think about that too. Good for TV, but we want him to finish too.
Well, no one remembers who came second, so that's it. Turn out the boost.
I'll tell you who does. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Hall of Fame Museum. They do. With their latest display that I went and saw. Second, all runner-up cars, and the story behind the races they were in.
Well, you wouldn't want to happen that, is it?
That was a good visit. They had Scott Goodyear's car from 1992.
And meanwhile, Drexler is getting really close to Roger. Ooh, he's looking at his exhaust now.
Yeah, he is. Tries the outside.
Outside, inside move, the same one we saw Grant try earlier.
Yeah.
See if he can get the power down earlier. And I suggest they're closing in on Marazzi. Ooh, that's a bad exit from Rocha there.
Well, let's see if Drexler can take advantage. Marazzi
I
just
suggest
ahead
he
of
tries
this.
on the braking.
I don't think it's going to happen this time.
Come on, look at that. Here I am. Hello.
And now here comes the turn that Rocha doesn't like. But Rocha very smartly hugs the inside of the turn to protect himself. And now they're on a straightaway, so if he has a trim setup like you're suggesting, there he goes. Yeah, he just takes off.
I think Drexler could well be the danger man for the next sector, even if he drops time. Now look at him coming back. There he is again. Edging ever closer. Well, it takes one slight mix up from Rocha and he's there.
Yep.
Same goes for Marazzi, by the way.
I thought I heard Marazzi missing a shift there. So, we may not be done with the smoky engines yet. We'll have to see how...
Actually, we turned now to a battle for 8th place as between Kenny and Bruno.
Oh yeah, look at that. This is a battle for position.
But Kenny's been, I'd say, closing in on Bruno, but I thought Bruno was the one who did the overtaking.
Look at the difference in line there. On board with Kenny now, or sorry, now we're on board with Kenny. Is he going to try to overtake Bruno here for 8th place? Oh, Bruno just braked right in the middle of this. Oh my goodness!
Oh, dear.
None of them were. Neither of them were. I don't think. What happened there?
Well, Bruno just braked, and I thought Kenny didn't expect it.
Yeah, Bruno shut off really early and for the corner, early for Kenny's taste. Yeah. And my goodness, that's really too bad. That's really, really unfortunate because it was simply just Bruno braked at a point where Kenny wasn't expecting it.
And what's happened to Drexler? He seems to drop down again.
Jeez. Well, Bruno's continuing on, but and Houghton, I'm not sure where he is. Yeah, he's still circulating, but without a front end.
So Drexler had a huge spin coming exiting turn 2, I think. And Bruno's still circulating with a very back car.
So let's see what Kenny does here. He's obviously, he looks like a Saturday Night Modified racer now. Coming off of the final turn here, does he head for the pits? No, he's like, what have I got to lose? 10 laps to go. Just keep going. That's probably the best thing to do.
Well, I don't think the car has much front end downforce. So.
No, and you're right. In this kind of a race, it's really not important. So,
in other news, gap between Brooks and Lavarch now down to 3.7 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that at some point, Wilts is just going to reach down and turn a knob, and then it won't be a problem. But until then, we'll see. He's probably just cooling it for right now. We'll see what happens. We got less than 10 laps to go.
We do, and the Marazzi-Rocha-Drexler battle is heating up again. And actually, Marazzi just keeps cruising in 5th, and the guys behind him are racking up the mistakes.
Huh. Well, I mean, I had a feeling that's what it was going to be in this race. I test drove a Porsche around here just on my own time just to get an idea of it. And it's going to be a lot of taking advantage of other people's problems. And wall riding and just misshifting and stuff. And sure enough, that's what's going on. Because as you pointed out quite correctly, there isn't a lot of room to pass around here. You're basically taking advantage of when someone else has a malady to get by, in some cases. Because the previous race we were dealing with turbo and normally aspirated cars. Here, everybody's got a blower, so and the gap is about 4 seconds now. We'll see if it gets any smaller when Hlavic comes around.
Almost good enough. Hlavic pulls out of the final turn. Yeah,
No, it's
took
actually
another 10th off him.
it's actually increasing now. So
Well, I suggest we go back to battle for 5th, because that's getting close.
yeah,
Drexler is only 1.2 seconds behind Marazzi, and he's obviously got the better turn for this one.
yeah. And they're catching. They've been catching Marazzi the entire time.
There goes Rocha.
Oh, here they are. Rocha looking to find a way to get by Marazzi. but he
Marazzi
doesn't-
blocks him. Oh.
Oh no! There's.
Oh God, no.
Oh
This
no! And Drexler's
I
like,
know
"Thank you."
overtaking is difficult on this track, but that's really not what we want to see.
All right, replay.
That's looking like bumper cars. I wouldn't say this is Marazzi's fault, because he just sticks to his line, really. I mean, Rocha goes for a gap which is never wide enough for a car. Or
That was
it is
another-
if you keep left.
He ran into the back of him, shut off, and then of course Drexler's like, "Thanks, guys. I'll just go right by," and he takes over 5th place. My goodness. Well, that's another one that's unfortunate, but Drexler now in 5th place, back
And
where he was before.
they're being lapped by Wilkes, if I'm not mistaken.
Rocha's
Yeah.
got a problem here. He's being overtaken by other cars. He just got overtaken by Wilkes. Well, that was actually
That was
Wilkes.
lapped. That was
That was
lapped.
being lapped. My apologies. That was being lapped. Wilkes is now lapped. So we only have 6 cars on the lead lap right now.
And Drexler's got it 5th place back now.
Yep. That was pretty. He must have had a wry smile on his face as he was going by those two. But yeah, Wilkes and he's coming up on Marazzi here. Doesn't look like Marazzi's suffered any ill will from.
No, I
From
don't
that
think
is-
that was a huge hit. He got,
It was not a huge hit, but he did wall ride for a second.
Yeah,
as-
he leaves space for Wilkes. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Good for him.
Behind
blue
him,
flag-
Rocha laps Horton, who
Yeah. Well, now
laps himself.
Houghton unlaps himself.
Yeah, well, I think Rocha's really terrible through this corner. Sorry to say, I think it's a setup problem.
Oh yeah.
He gets lapped by his teammate Hlavic.
Yeah, that was what I was seeing before. He was really slowed up there.
You'll probably
Uh,
notice that both have the same.
Oh, look at him
liveries
now!
with the
Now he just
colours.
goes. Now he just goes sprinting by Houghton.
Yeah.
So. All right, so about 4 laps to go here in this Division 1
3.2
race.
seconds between Wilkes and Hlavic.
Mhm.
Next car to be lapped is Drexler.
There you can see the gap between. Well, not really. It's smaller, but the gap is now 3.5 seconds between Wilkes and how much?
Yeah.
There is still 1 lapped car in between the two of them, but
Yeah, that's Marazzi, and
Drexler
Wilkes
is coming up.
That's the next car to be lapped. Which means there will only be 4 cars left on the lead lap. Wilkes, Hlavic, and the 2 BMWs of Miller and Sturr.
Okay, so it's going to be show and tell time in a bit here. If Hlavic has anything left, he's got to start uncorking it.
I haven't seen any engine-related retirements in this race.
No, only 1. That was
Oh yeah, Grant. Sorry.
Grant.
My apologies.
no, that was only
I forgot
Grant.
that one.
It's easy to forget because he didn't put up any smoke, black or white, new
I
or no new pope or no new pope.
As I was going to say, someone laps someone. Horton gets lapped by Rocha. Going in. Hlavic laps Marazzi. Oh, sorry, tries to lap Marazzi.
Well, looks like
Marazzi
Wilkes
backs
is.
down.
I'll bet you the number between Hlavic and Wilkes will be higher at the end of this lap because I just had this feeling that he was just going to reach down, turn the knob, and basically just respond in that fashion
Yeah.
to make sure
Well-
everything's okay.
Final lap coming up for Wilkes.
Final lap, and the gap is... Oh, no, it's actually come down now. It's 2.9 seconds, but still I think too late.
That's never going to happen in this.
No.
Unless something goes badly wrong, but I doubt that. Miller comfortably third, so is Stern fourth.
The only real battle here, well, Houghton's a lap down, so he doesn't figure into the Rocha situation.
Drexler got 5 seconds over Marazzi.
So pretty much
he's got 2 seconds over Rocha, but given the poor handling of his car, I don't think that's going to come to anything.
Yeah. So
I think everything's pretty much settled.
Basically, but still, some unfortunate incidents here and there. Some parts and pieces left by the side of the road, but as ever, here comes Richard Wilkes off the final turn. And Richard Wilkes is going to take the win in Division 1. In second place, crossing the line also is Peter Hlavich. Third, coming off of the concrete loop, is going to be Dave Miller. Very nice drive for him. He didn't really have much drama at all in this race. He just pretty clean race for him, which is great.
Somebody's doing donuts.
And another Beamer.
Porsche's doing donuts.
Yeah. So we got
Beamer's
Beamers finishing
in the ballet.
We got Beamers finishing third and fourth. Sturr comes across the line now in fourth.
Yeah.
Drexler.
Donut ballet on the front stretch now.
Good for Drexler staying in there. He comes up with a top 5 finish, hopefully, if he can just finish this last loop. But he lost it earlier when he had that incident. But looks like he's going to score a top 5 here. And Porsche Kramer Racing, there he goes. There he goes. That's the 5th place. Good job to Miko. Marazzi.
He's already finished, I think.
He's already finished 6th. Great. I think he has. A great run for him. 7th, Rocha. 8th, Bruno Chacon minus a front clip. And then minus a front clip. And Hood is Kenny Houghton for his first race at ISO. That's the cars that were running. Out of the race, 10th is Grant Riddall. 11th, Giovanni Senarami. 12th, Francisco Amaral. 13th, K.O. McKeels. And 14th, Cesarius Slapinski. All right, so that was the Division 1 race. A bit different flavor than the Division 2, but still some exciting moments here and there.
Oh yeah, very.
And we got Richard Wilkes in the green room. Here's Richard. Congratulations on your victory. Looks like you had a good challenge going with Grant there, but at the end of the day, his engine just couldn't keep up.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, it was hectic. I knew he was pushing because I could see my own gauges, and I knew I was risking it. But I was at the same time trying to manage it as much as I could. And well, being in the lead, you have the disadvantage that you cannot pick when you can relax a bit, but you also have the advantage that it's the other guy that has to pass you. So yeah, I tried to play my game as well as I could. I tried to keep myself in the lead for as long as I could. And yeah, well, I didn't know exactly what happened with him. I suspected engine.
Yeah, his engine let go.
So yes, I guess someone would have to give. And like I said, I was trying to manage it as much as I could when possible. You know, when I could get some distance going, I would back off a bit, etc., etc. But after he went, I tried to back off as much as I could. But Lavach was not that far away, so I couldn't just totally relax. But still, it's good to be back here, and it's good not to be behind a red car. This time I was in front of it.
All right, well, congrats on your win. While we're here, we can. I mean, you're in the IndyCar series as well. We can talk for a second about our last race in that series, which is coming up next Sunday. It's the Nissan Indy Challenge from Tamiami Park. How do you feel going into this race? It's a very different challenge than we had at Laguna Seca. It's very flat, wide considering it's a straight circuit. and it's very much hit your marks. Kind of a track. What do you think we're going to see there?
Well, yeah, it's a very different track. This new track we have, I already like the circuit, but this new track we have make it even more likable for me. I will for sure enjoy racing there, although I don't know about my prospects. I hope I'm as competitive as I was at Laguna, but people have been coy about the true pace so far, at least still on the server. So I don't know, but yeah, if Laguna is anything to go for, at least I fancy a good position.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Juha? Are you going to be back with the garage door people again?
Yeah, I'll try to finish off the year on a good point. Last race wasn't bad, so hope I can try it again.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward circuit. Nothing too nutty about it. So, but that's the next race that we're going to have on here, and it's going to be the last of the 1987 kart series. But thanks for joining us in the booth, Richard. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you for all that showed up in these two races. It were great fun.
Yep. Any final thoughts, Juha, before we close out the broadcast?
I just want to thank everybody who joined us for this series. It was really enjoyable to drive these cars, and hopefully we'll see more of them next year. If no less often than this year, but sure we can wheel them out once or twice next year.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a full plate of excellent racing coming up for next year. It's on our forum. If you go over and check out, there's a sticky noted thread in our forum in the main general area that talks about what we have coming up. And if you're interested in partaking, there's information there that'll tell you how to proceed from there and wait for the cars to open up. So looking forward to a very nice 2023, but we still got some stuff left to do. So everyone out there, hope you enjoyed watching the race. And for Juha and Richard Wilkes, this is Jason White saying so long. We'll see you next time. Everyone take care and be safe.